He's cold. Come on, boy.
Grab my hand, mister.
That's it, boy. A little closer now. Closer, boy. Closer. Grab the gun, kid. Grab it. Go on, kid. Keep pulling now, harder. Hey, I'll even give you some money, huh? You like money, don't you? Pull, you little son of... Pull! Pull! If I die, you die.
Easy, fella. You got some saddle sores. Bet they hurt, huh? I guess that's why you bucked him off.
Young boy, have you nothing better to do than play with a gun in the middle of the day?
A man on a horse.
Idling away your days will lead to no good.
Oh, he went galloping by
No
and...
time for your fancy tales. Why don't you give me the gun?
It fired by accident.
Gun plays for vagrants. You should be exercising your mind by reading and writing. Take my advice, I know what I'm talking about. I'm Henry Hubble, a successful hat maker, haberdasher, and practitioner of the newest science, phrenology.
Huh?
Phrenology, the study of cranial configurations.
Huh?
I see we have an intellect gap. Well, lean in a bit closer and I shall demonstrate. What's your name, lad?
Alvy.
Well, Alvy, I've recently received a certificate from the Phrenological Center in Chicago confirming my skills. You have cranial unevenness. A ridge back here suggests thickness. Your brain is pinched, no doubt. I would say on the mental spectrum, you shade a tad towards the dumb. Why don't I give you some books to practice reading in exchange for the gun? You can follow me to town.
Oh, I can't. The horse has saddle sores.
Well, tie him on the back. I could use the company, even if it is less than scintillating.
Less than what?
I have but one word for you, Alvy. Education.
Henry and Alvy are two unlikely travelers who have met on the same road. But Henry's measured and orderly life is about to change. Now that he has a new acquaintance and the dead man's gun. In the American West, a gun touched by evil passed from hand to hand, changing the lives of all who possessed it. Its origin unknown, its dark legend grew, till it came to be known as the dead man's gun.
Damn, we should never have trusted him with the money. The way he took off on that horse tells me he was planning this all along.
Yeah, slow, real slow. When we find him, that's how we kill him.
Maybe the preacher there can help out a couple of needy souls.
Howdy, Father.
Afternoon. You boys lose a horse?
Broke a leg a mile yonder.
Ah, so what are you fellas up to?
Robbed stagecoach a while back.
Then our partner took off with the money.
You need to reject evil. You need to embrace goodness. You need to read the Bible.
Well, that's good advice and all. But right now, what I need is another horse.
useless life is an early death, Alvy. That's why you must strive to get ahead. Take me. I began as a hatter, and expanded into other items of clothing and opened a haberdashery. Not content with that, I added the science of phrenology to my skills. If I'm more productive, I'm more successful. If I'm more successful, I might attract somebody that means a great deal to me.
Who?
Hannah Deacon, my love.
Seems a woman would naturally like a hat maker.
Haberdasher, please. And yes, there is a problem, though. She also likes another fellow. Whoa! Claude King, a successful cattle rancher.
And don't look good, huh?
Well, he's about as exciting as a ball of string. I'm afraid he's dazzled Hannah with talk of selling some cattle and paying for a big wedding.
Why don't you pay for a big wedding?
Why do you think I've expanded into the new science? Whenever I measure a person's head, I offer them a cranial reading for an extra charge. Are you able to absorb any of this, lad?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then I'll continue. What Hannah's yet to realize is that I'm a man that's going to leave a mark on the world. It's a phrenological fact. The shape of my head says so. The bumps don't lie.
Is this all for hat making?
Well, it's not for shipbuilding. The conformure is for measuring, the formateur is for trimming the hats, and of course the steam irons for shaping the felt.
Amazing.
Yes, it is. From hat maker to haberdasher to phrenologist. I believe I'll have to get busy to make a new sign.
A successful man like you shouldn't be wasting time sweeping floors.
Well, of course not. I'm afraid I'll have to get some more chairs in here for the people waiting. And the floors are rather dusty. Alvy, I'm looking for a new clerk. If you know which way the broom works, you're hired. 10 cents an hour.
15.
Fine.
Oh, and one other thing. You said you'd give me some books. For the gun?
It's a book on the sewage system of Paris.
Huh?
It's a bit difficult to get into. Oh, read it on your own time, not while I'm paying you.
Okay. Oh, but I have to do something first. I'll be right back.
As you wish.
You don't know how to look after this animal. He's got saddle sores.
I found him. I want to help him.
Well, best set off him then for a while. You know, it ain't free here.
I'm working for the hat maker. I'll have money. You'll be fine here.
We ain't even got enough money for a square meal and a drink. But I'll bet he does.
Nice of you to invite us for a bite.
And a drink.
I don't remember inviting you.
You don't? Drake, you don't remember inviting us.
Man must be mistaken, Colin.
Kind of embarrassing you don't remember.
Why don't you sort up a bottle of whiskey and we'll forget about it, friend?
Name's Geddes. And I don't drink with dumb sons of bitches.
You're a dead man.
No. I'm the town marshal. Up on your feet. Come on! Over here. Oh! Never mind that.
It's kind of dark back here. There's lots of nice hats I bet no one has ever seen.
Well, if it is dark back there, I shall have you wash the windows later. Hannah, you're more beautiful than ever.
Hello, Henry.
Hello, I'm Alvy.
Alvy, not until you're spoken to. I apologize, Hannah. This is a dim child I'm rescuing. He works for me now.
I'm pleased to meet you, Alvy.
Now, Alvy, now you may speak.
Thank you, miss. I'm pleased to meet you.
Alvy, the floors in the back need sweeping. And I have a fitting to do with Miss Deacon.
Henry, have you finally finished the hat? These fittings must be working you to the bone.
Hannah, this hat must complement your beauty and charm. Therefore, it must be a work of art. It will be exquisite when the feathers are in place. May we have dinner later?
I'm sorry. I promised Claude.
Claude? What could you possibly see in a dusty ranch hand?
Henry, he owns his own ranch. And besides, I can spend my time with whomever I please.
Hannah, consider my feelings. When can we have dinner?
I'm not sure. I have some work to do. Wallpapering my parlor. Maybe when that's done.
Well, can I help?
But I thought you're busy with your shop.
Not me. Alvy. He'll do it.
That would be fine. Could you send him over tomorrow? I'll get the supplies today.
And our dinner?
Soon.
I've never wallpapered before.
Well, an idiot could do it. This is perfect. I have a man on the inside. Oh, and Alvy, of course, when you're helping Hannah, you'll mention all of my good qualities.
What are they?
Well, I'll write them down later. Oh, and here's Claude. Fair in appearance, to be sure. But he walks with his mouth open. What an ape. Alvy, set some hats up outside on the sidewalk. It's far too dark back there. Here we are.
What are you going to do with the gun?
Hannah likes the manly type. And I do believe this will help.
Mistook you for a friend, Marshal. What's the harm?
You wouldn't know anything about a stagecoach robbery, would you? Courier lost 4 packets of bills worth $1,000 each.
That's a pile of money. If we had it, I reckon we wouldn't be eating off your plate, Marshal.
You know, it's funny. Everyone I arrest is innocent. Let's just say I want the pleasure of your company for a few days.
Drake, come here, quick. Guy has Dwight's gun.
He does. And I'm willing to bet he also has our money.
Whiskey, please. Good afternoon, Claude.
Was.
I'd like to talk to you.
Now, what would I want to talk to a hatsmith for?
Haberdasher. Listen, Hannah's too fine and delicate to live in some dusty ranch house. I'd like you to back away from courting her.
I'll do no such thing. She's not going to be wasted on some fancy town boy who dabs at every idiotic fad that comes along.
If you're referring to phrenology, it is not a fad. It's the study of the cranium to determine one's character. I can tell things about you as if I were the creator himself.
Horseflop. Go ahead. Examine my skull and you'll find I'm decent and hardworking.
Each part of the brain has a different activity. Interesting bump. Logic isn't a strength of yours. Feeble in matters of thinking. Solid in lifting, however. Ooh, bit of a dent here. No imagination. Financial matters challenge you.
Oh, you're just making that up.
The sad thing is, Claude, you'll pass that on to your offspring.
I see your plan. Set me up like a carnival stoop, huh?
Bumps don't lie, Claude. Perhaps you shouldn't have any children. Hannah, I'm sorry you had to hear about Claude's maladies.
Well, I don't have any maladies, you damn pipsqueak.
Excuse me. Thank you, madam.
Business doing well, Henry?
Ah, yes, sir. I decided to bring some of the hats out into the daylight so people could see them.
Good idea.
I have them occasionally, sir. Alvy, when you help Hannah with the wallpaper, casually mention my good manners, kindness, humor, intelligence, and of course, culture.
I will.
Isn't this a tidy little street bazaar going on? Why don't you set up a crystal ball, too, and read futures? Or even better, a seance and talk with the dead. Go hand in hand with that skull business.
Go away, Claude. Don't disturb my customers.
Heck, I'm just admiring your hats. Overpriced, I'd say. Oh, this one on the top shelf looks good.
You did that on purpose! You buffoon!
Now, who you calling a buffoon?
I'm looking at one.
You like bumps on the head? I'll give you a few.
All right, break it up. Right now, on your feet. Both of you. Neanderthal. Henry, Claude, I won't have brawling on my streets, and I guess you both got business to do. Go do it. Now!
Disgraceful, indeed. Perfectly. That's completely ruined. I don't mind sending him a bill for this.
That fight looked like a blood feud. And if that shopkeep gets himself killed, then we don't find Dwight.
Colin, it's time we were out.
I was selling candies on trains back east. Next thing I found myself here.
Does your family know?
They won't worry.
I really appreciate your help, Alvy. It is certainly lucky that Henry met you.
Yes, ma'am, it is. You know, he's a man with many good qualities, including good manners, kindness, intelligence, and humor. Oh, and culture.
Alvy, did Henry tell you to say that?
Yes, miss, he did, but I believe it to be true.
The trouble is, Alvy, Claude has many good qualities, too. He's industrious, kind, so handsome. I can't bring myself to choose between Henry and Claude. It is a puzzle.
What matters most to you? Maybe the best quality is the hardest to see.
Alvy, that is very thoughtful.
Mr. Hubble,
Yes, Alvy.
why do you suppose before a lightning storm you can feel the hair stand on your arms?
Well, I don't know.
Do you think it would be possible to catch lightning in a bottle?
Alvy, your questions are beyond reason. Your mind is unfocused. If you're going to allow it to wander, you'll never amount to anything. You'll just waste your life. Now, please, focus.
Yes, sir.
Well, what did she say?
Who?
You are an irksome boy at times. Hannah.
Oh, she said I was a good wallpaper, and she gave me some carrots.
Carrots?
For my horse.
About me, Alvy. What did she say about me?
Oh, she said she thought you were a very nice person.
Oh, well, now we're talking.
Which she also said about Claude.
Well, she's just misguided.
She said she's having a very tough time deciding.
Well, did you mention my good qualities, as I told you?
Yes?
And?
Well, she told me about Claude's good qualities. He's industrious. He's
Alvy, please. That's enough. Dear Hannah, at last I can admire you in private. The shape of your nose. The turn of your mouth is perfection.
Open up! You've been in there long enough, Henry.
What the hell are you doing here?
Seems I got here just in time. You keep your hands off my future wife.
Your future wife? Where? I don't see her here.
Claude, this is very unbecoming. Henry, don't!
I am sick of you, Claude.
Now, Henry, you would hang for this.
This is self-defense. Hannah, saw you advancing on me.
Henry, if you do, I won't ever speak to you again. Ever.
But Hannah, he's the problem.
Both of you get out. I'm not sure I want to see either of you again.
But Hannah...
Hannah, I'm sorry.
Leave, now! Go.
$4,000. We're stuck in this damn jail, and Dwight is out there somewhere with $4,000?
We should have wrapped a chain around his red head the minute he wanted to carry the money.
Because he came up with the idea, he said, robbing the stage.
Yeah, but we're the ones that stopped the wagon team once the driver was shot.
It's our money. This might persuade the marshal to let us out.
I've got your clean hat, Marshal Geddes.
Ah, thanks a lot, son. Yeah, couple of crooked sons of bitches, I could just tell looking at you.
I told you, we were just passing through looking for honest work.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Hubble, are you okay?
Oh, not really, Alvy. I'm consumed with Hannah. And I know Claude brags about his wealth, so I must appear the lesser man.
I know where we can get some money. Maybe enough to have a big wedding or expand your store.
What?
I know where we can get some money.
Alvy, is this another one of your wild fantasies?
No. You see, I know where there's some money. It was stolen from a stagecoach. And if we get it, we can get a $200 reward. Of course, we'll have to split it, seeing as how I know where it is.
Alvy, what money? What reward? Make some sense for a change.
When you met me a few days ago by the swamp, I saw a red-headed man fall into some quicksand. I tried to help him, but I couldn't. I heard the two men in jail say that the man was their partner, and he has a stolen money on him.
What man in a swamp? Why haven't you told me this before?
I sort of tried.
You must have been shaken a lot as a baby. Alvy, if a man fell into quicksand a few days ago, he would be impossible to retrieve anyway. Don't you know that quicksand goes straight through to China?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It's a fact.
Then everybody who fell into quicksand in China would end up here.
Are you sure the horse didn't have any saddlebags?
Yes, sir.
They would certainly have the money on him. Any luck?
No, sir.
Alvy, this is fruitless. My shop is sitting idle.
I think I felt something.
Almost.
Pull, Mr. Hubble.
Funny. His head is so smooth, he doesn't show any signs of criminal propensities. Perhaps he was an artist.
Threatened to shoot me.
Well, maybe because you peppered him with questions.
I was just trying to help.
I can't even believe I was talked into this hideous exercise.
Why don't you give him a proper skull reading?
Well, I suppose it is an opportunity. Round skull. Sign of intellect.
Yuck.
Protrusion near the organ of reason shows that he was a philosopher of sorts.
Found it.
Alvy, I'll be damned if you didn't. Well, I felt a bump that was suspect, though I failed to mention it. Yes, this man is definitely a criminal. Well, he's used to this place, and we've no more need of him.
When are you gonna let us out, Marshal?
When I damn well feel like letting you out.
We ain't done nothing.
You're both guilty of something. I can feel it in my bones.
$4,000. Exactly.
When do we hand it in?
Well, not so fast, Alvy. We must think this through.
You aren't going to keep it, are you?
No, of course not. But there are issues. Who do we alert? Who's going to pay us our reward? Are we going to have our photo taken for posterity and so forth?
Let's tell the marshal now.
Well, not quite yet, Alvy. Marshal Geddes needn't know about this so soon. After all, he's a busy man. Don't you have some cleaning to do in the back?
Okay. But we are going to split the reward, right?
Yes, yes, of course we will. Right down the middle.
'Cause I want to go to school back east. Education, right?
Yes. Yes, Alvy. Now, please, your duties. $4,000 exactly. My.
I'm sorry, we're closed. We heard you were the finest hat maker around.
Haberdasher.
No, it's after hours, but I can't wear this one. We'll pay double your price. Mine's plumb wore out.
Get your dude! This gun belonged to a friend of ours, and we were wondering how you got it.
I got it from somebody wandering the countryside. I don't know his name.
The man who owned this gun owes us money. Now, if you can't help us, simply tell us and we'll kill you quickly.
Previous owner of that gun is in the swamp. Honest.
What are you talking about?
He's in quicksand.
Quicksand?
Yes, quicksand. He's probably a mile below the surface by now.
I threw a guy in a swamp once, and he was still there months later, all bloated up like a dead dog.
I think we need to visit this swamp. Let's go, hat maker.
Well, if it isn't the gun-slinging skull specialist.
Good evening, Claude. It's very nice to see you, my good friend.
Don't try and butter me up, Hubble. No one pulls a gun on me and gets away with it.
You mean like this?
Hired a couple of thugs, huh, Henry? I think maybe Marshal Getty should know about this.
Nah, I don't think so.
Better take him with us, Colin.
Yeah, we could use some help. Get in.
I regret the day I ever laid eyes on you, Henry Hubble.
Oh, likewise.
Marshal, Mr. Hubble needs help. Marshal Geddes.
Damn if it ain't him.
Well, there, you see? I told you the truth, didn't I?
He hasn't got a blessed penny on him.
Well, maybe the money fell in the swamp.
Check his jacket.
The lining's ripped. Looks like he hid the money in his jacket, but it's gone.
Where's the money, hat maker?
I don't know.
I'll shoot him first, as an encouragement for you. Now, where's the money?
Henry, tell him.
Where is the money?
Henry, tell him!
Here's the money.
Alvy.
Hold it right there, boy.
You can have the money, but first you have to let them go.
You've got all the money?
Sure, why not? Come on over and join him. Leave the money in the saddlebags. It's a good fella.
You can't let these guys loose. They'll tell everybody we got the loot.
You're right. Kill him.
But we had a deal.
Kid, Never trust a man with a gun pointing at you.
Alvy, you are dumb.
I'll take the horse, Drake. You take the wagon.
I'll take the horse. You take the wagon.
You saying you don't trust me?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
I ain't one to argue.
Dear me.
Yeah. You three got a choice. You can either jump in the swamp, or I'll shoot you too.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa!
Oh, my. Well, not much of a horseman, is he?
Well, I did put some burrs under the saddle.
Good lad. Well done, lads. Well done.
I have something to tell both of you, and that is why I asked to see you.
Have you made your decision?
The right one, I hope.
There is something that neither of you know.
What is it?
I am with child. I'm going to have a baby.
I ought to kill you for having your way with my Hannah.
I did no such thing. Did you?
No, it wasn't me.
It was neither of you. I didn't mean for this to happen. I met an old friend. He's a traveling salesman. I was foolish. I believed the stories he told me. He left the next day.
Hannah. I'm shocked. I can't understand this at all. I sure as hell ain't gonna marry you now. You're not the person I thought you were.
I'm sorry, Henry. I expect this will be goodbye from you, too.
Hannah. To learn of this is deeply wounding. I never believed you could ever. But I suppose anyone could make a terrible mistake. Hannah, I want you to know that I'll stand by you for good or for ill. We can raise the child together. Every child needs a good family. I love you, Hannah. Nothing will ever change that. Please, don't cry. Everything's going to be fine.
These are tears of joy, Henry. I am the happiest I have ever been. Dear Henry, I'm not pregnant.
What?
You and Claude both have fine qualities. So I had to decide what was most important to me. And that was a man who would love me for myself. Forever, no matter what. And that is you, Henry. I will love you my whole life. You can thank Alvy for helping me figure this out. That $100 reward will take you a long way, Alvy.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure you don't want to stick around and learn the haberdashery and phrenology business? I can make you an apprentice.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hubble, but I'm going east to a good school. I don't want to be dumb.
A promising bump. I may have missed that one. You might just have some hidden potential. Oh, and Alfie. Why don't you take the gun?
Now you keep it, Mr. Hubble. After all, we traded for it.
Yes, but it wasn't really a fair trade. I was simply worried to see a young boy playing with a gun. I don't think I have to worry about you anymore, do I, Alfie?
Hey, why don't you sell it? You can keep the money as a wedding present.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Hubble.
Goodbye, Alfie. Oh, and Alfie, maybe one day you will catch lightning in a bottle.
And one day, Alvy did. But by then he went by his full name, Thomas Alva Edison. And so the dead man's gun moved on.